Auctioned. Dickens was returning from Paris on the 9th of June 1865 when his train was derailed crossing a viaduct at Staplehurst. 10 people were killed and 40 more injured. Dickens himself suffered a form of post-traumatic stress disorder afterwards and wrote a short story, The Signal Man, based on the incident. Well, now the letter has been sold for more than £5,000. Peter Whittlesey has tonight's special report.
Returning home from France in 1865, Charles Dickens was involved in a train crash on the Staplehurst Viaduct in Kent. He may have been the most famous writer of his generation, but until this letter that was auctioned today came to light, he had never told his traumatic story of how witnessing 10 deaths and seeing more than 40 injured would personally affect him for the rest of his life.
The scene was so affecting when I helped in getting out the wounded and dead that for a little while afterwards I felt shaken by the remembrance of it.
All the carriages except the one Dickens was travelling in were derailed. Some reports claimed he helped save lives, and while he used the experience in his short story The Signalman, historians say this letter gives a rare insight into his personal state of mind.
For years afterwards, in fact, even riding in hansom cabs in London, he sometimes found that stressful. So that's the form that this sort of post-traumatic stress disorder took with him.
Sir, we're asking everyone able-bodied if they could help with the most injured.
Adding to the personal pressure, Dickens had been travelling with his lover at the time of the crash. And this whole episode featured in the film The Invisible Woman, about his life with Ellen Ternan. But in the letter there was no mention of his travelling companion, just the damage to his watch.
But I had no personal injury whatsoever. My watch, which is curious, was more sensitive physically than I, for it was some few minutes slow for some few weeks afterwards.
The letter sold for £5,250, but like a plot from one of his novels, some things remain a mystery. In this case, the main character, perhaps a collector, who purchased the letter. Peter Whittlesey, BBC Sound.